everyone, happy Comic-Con week. You probably just saw the news. Marvel and ABC just canceled Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to end after next season. They're finishing the last few episodes of Season 6 right now. Season 7 will have 13 episodes, air next year, and then that's it. All the characters that don't die will permanently go to Tahiti. So without spilling any tea, I'll explain the story of why they're ending it now and how it lasted this long in behind-the-scenes Marvel drama, and why you've never seen any of the TV characters make it into the movies. Spoiler warning for the Spider-Man Far From Home post-credits scene, in case you haven't seen Spider-Man Far From Home yet. But when you think about what Nick Fury is doing and what it means for Marvel Phase 4, it'll make a little more sense how Marvel as a company, Marvel Studios, is transitioning away from Earth-based stuff. So we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the Comic-Con videos. It's going to be crazy. There's a new round of the IMAX ticket giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a Marvel comment on the video. I'll also explain what's going on with the timeline in the events of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now between Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. But just breaking it down top 10 style. Number 10, rewind to the events of the original Avengers movie. Joss Whedon is hired after they've already started working on the movie. He's forced to do a rewrite of that while they're shooting around a couple big action scenes. At the time, Marvel Studios was still under the control of Marvel CEO Isaac Perlmutter, who is said to have been very hands-on and very difficult to work with when Kevin Feige was trying to develop the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, this is around early Marvel Phase 1 era, heading into the first Avengers film. Long-term, they solved that problem when Disney bought Marvel and then made Marvel Studios its own self-contained division, giving Kevin Feige total control over the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the movies they develop. That didn't happen till right after Avengers Age of Ultron, tail-end Marvel Phase 2, so already they've done a whole bunch of films. But 9, the original Avengers movie blew up at the box office huge like everyone expected, and Marvel, early on in their relationship with Disney, were making tons of money off of toy sales, but there was so much Marvel IP and characters going unused, the powers that be in Marvel and Disney wanted to start exploiting that through TV shows and create a TV division. If you can believe it, most big studios earn more money on all their TV shows than they do on their movies. So naturally, Marvel and Disney wanted to get on some of that action. But 8, the creation of the TV division had nothing to do with Kevin Feige. He was off working on Avengers Age of Ultron and developing the rest of the early Marvel Phase 3 movies. Because the Marvel movies are the crown jewel of that brand, Kevin Feige typically gets to decide where characters go. Is this a character that can go to a TV show, or is this a character that can only be in the movies? As you would expect, all the most bankable, big characters that have big toy sales, big merchandise sellers, all bookmarked for the movies only. All the TV shows get to pick from the bargain bin in characters and ideas for stories that Kevin Feige said he'd probably never be interested in, which is where you get to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because Kevin Feige was getting ready to destroy that organization in the MCU, so it wasn't going to be around. Okay, fine, make a TV show with that because we're not going to be using it. Whedon had also killed off the Coulson character, so he was free to be used too, but very rare example of a movie character going on to the TV shows. 7, around that time, Joss Whedon, with the success of the first Avengers film, was hired to a much bigger contract at Marvel to write and direct Avengers Age of Ultron, to oversee all their Marvel films in Phase 2 and Phase 3 in a creative sense, and to develop TV shows. Because he comes from TV, the Buffyverse is one of the first things people usually remember him for. So while Joss Whedon is developing Avengers Age of Ultron, he also starts developing his first Marvel TV project, which would become Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That started right after the first Avengers movie hit theaters. 6, you get to months later during the early stages of Avengers Age of Ultron pre-production. Kevin Feige and the Marvel producers are going back and forth with Joss Whedon on the details of the movie. While that's happening, he starts talking to them about his Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. project. Like, I got this TV show that I'm developing. And the way that Joss Whedon spills his tea in the most recent interview that he's done is that the powers that be at Marvel Studios, the movie people, weren't necessarily pissed off at him. That's probably not the right word for it. They kind of thought that the TV stuff that he was working on was a waste of time. Like, why are you working on this TV show stuff when we really hired you to develop this multi-billion-dollar movie, Avengers Age of Ultron? So already you're kind of getting the sense that the Marvel movie people are treating TV show stuff like a completely separate universe. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They don't want to deal with it. But number 5, Disney and ABC wanted a Marvel show on the air, so they were going to make that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show no matter what the movie people wanted Joss Whedon to do. So Whedon was forced to stop being the showrunner and hand the project off to his younger brother, Jed Whedon, and his wife, who had previously worked with him on Dollhouse and the other Whedonverse shows that he'd done. So at this point, he's totally checked out of the show and fully just focusing on movie stuff. That's why, say like Daredevil, Luke Cage, all the Netflix characters, contractual cooling off period ends and they start showing up in MCU projects. They'll probably be totally rebooted versions of the characters because Kevin Feige and the movie people clearly do not like dealing with stuff that they didn't originate. So whatever version of Daredevil you see again is going to be completely from the MCU people. 4, totally awesome guy, Kevin Feige, early on in the process, also goes to Joss Whedon and tells him what they're doing in Captain America Winter Soldier. Like, you know what? This Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show idea you have is great. I'm sure you're having fun working on it, but we're getting ready to destroy the basis for your TV show in our next movie. So we're sort of rendering your show pointless. Like, why would you call it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. if we're going to blow up S.H.I.E.L.D. halfway through your first season? It doesn't make any sense. All the TV show people working on the episodes had no idea that that was going to happen, save for like 1 or 2 people at the top. So you start to see some of the problems they have in trying to do this connected universe and really why it wasn't meant to be connected in the first place. 3, that's why in later seasons you saw the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. people distancing themselves story-wise from the MCU stuff. There were a few minor crossovers, never any real big A-list Avengers. I think Sam Jackson's Nick Fury cameo during the first season for like a second is probably the biggest thing that they've ever done with a movie actor. But the movies never did anything with the TV characters, so it's a very one-sided relationship. So when talking about Captain America Civil War, the writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who'd been writing Marvel films all the way since the first Captain America film, so they've been in the MCU doing movies for a long time, they said that at no point had they ever seen any episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. nor been asked to look at putting those characters in any of their movies. And so they also were Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. So that's why you never saw any of the TV characters in the movies, is because nobody working on any of the movies really cared at all about what was going on in the TV shows. 2, during the early years, the show, as you all probably saw, bombed in its first season on ABC critically. It was skating by, and it had a small audience, and ABC wanted to make their money back that they'd spent developing the show. In order to turn a profit, TV shows typically need to do between 50 and 100 episodes. Most of that money now comes from streamers like Netflix who pay millions of dollars in licensing fees. So a lot of times, even if a show gets really terrible ratings on TV that would normally get it canceled, if they know they're going to make a lot of money from Netflix deals, they'll keep making the show, no matter how small it is. But because Disney is doing the Disney Plus streaming service, they're going to lose out on a lot of that licensing money because they're pulling all their content from Netflix and onto the Disney Plus streaming service. So one of the big nails in the coffin for S.H.I.E.L.D. is the low ratings and now losing that Netflix deal. Heading into season 5, ABC wanted to cancel the TV show knowing that this was going to happen, so that's why they wrote their season 5 finale to coincide with Avengers Infinity War in the snap, so that they could give everyone a version of a happy ending, then just snap everyone, and it would be a really cool WTF way to go out and to somewhat integrate with what's going on in the biggest Marvel movie of all time. After the fact, though, Disney put pressure on ABC to renew the show, so ABC was kind of backed into a corner and gave them 2 more seasons of 13 episodes per season. So that takes them through their season 7, and number 1, that's why after they sat down to discuss what they were going to do for the story for next season on S.H.I.E.L.D., they decided that they would do it as the final season. That way they can write all the episodes knowing that it's going to be the last. They can kill off any characters that they want, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be doing any big movie crossovers. So I wouldn't expect any really big cameos from movie characters on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe outside chance of a Sam Jackson cameo to sort of bookend his cameo from the first season. The other real big nail in the coffin for S.H.I.E.L.D. is also the Avengers TV shows that Kevin Feige and the Marvel Studios people are developing. Hopefully that explains why they decided to cancel the show and why it's lasted this long and why there haven't been any big movie crossovers. In terms of timeline, the stuff that's happening on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now this season is happening a year after the snap in Avengers Infinity War, and nowhere on the show have they really referenced the snap or talked about any of that stuff, so clearly they're trying to avoid all the movie stuff full on at this point. What'll probably happen is I'll do a video for the eventual finale because it has been on for 7 seasons. They've done a couple cool things. The Ghost Rider character is getting a spin-off TV show on Hulu. So if you really like Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's getting his own show pretty soon. The big Marvel Phase 4 panel is happening Saturday night, but there's even more trailers dropping tomorrow on Friday as I'm posting this video. As long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see all the videos when I post them. And I have a bookmark at the top of my YouTube channel with all the Comic-Con videos that I'm posting, so you should see all the videos there too, even if you don't get the alerts. Congratulations to the giveaway winner from my last big video, Sean the Man won. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your details. Click here for that brand new Thor 4 teaser, and click here for my Avengers Endgame deleted scenes and Blu-ray bonus features video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. Happy Comic-Con week.